Tyrese Haliburton has been a revelation this season. What a record-breaking season the point guard is having. At 23 years old, he is the best offensive player in the NBA, leading the best offensive team. However, while the guard is putting himself and the Pacers on the map, join me as I walk you through what nobody seems to notice about Tyrese Haliburton. Undeniable All-Star. This season, Tyrese Haliburton has been in an elite company, or, in fact, a company of his own. In just 34 games this season, the point guard has shattered and made records of his own. In just his fourth season in the NBA, Tyrese became the first player in Pacers history to put up at least 40-plus points and 10-plus assists in a game, and currently he ties Jamal Tinsley's Pacers franchise record for the most assists in a game with his 23 dimes against the Knicks.
The Knicks have made a three.
Pacers 21 of 39 from three. Lee Smith trying to add again. He does! And another assist.
Who's up with it?
And the Pacers have matched a franchise record with 23 threes.
Then he,
now does he get an assist?
Do they count it as an assist?
With 23 assists, he joined the elite company of NBA legends and Hall of Famers Magic Johnson and John Stockton, who are the only other players with consecutive outings of at least 20 points and 20 assists. Keep in mind that Haliburton did it with the least turnovers of both NBA greats. Other elite companies Haliburton has joined this season include being the third youngest player in NBA history after Allen Iverson and Chris Paul, with 25-plus points and 15-plus assists with no turnovers. The second NBA player ever after Chris Paul to record 20-plus points and 20-plus assists without a turnover. The dude is a walking bucket. He even sits alongside the GOATs. Tyrese Haliburton is the third player after LeBron James and Michael Jordan in league history to average at least 25 points and 10 assists per game while shooting 50 and 40% from the floor and three-point range. He is the fifth player in NBA history after John Stockton, Chris Paul, LeBron James, and James Harden to have 30-plus points, 15-plus assists, and 0 turnovers in a single game. Obviously, every single name mentioned here are Hall of Famer or future Hall of Famers. But aside from joining them in their records, Tyrese Haliburton has set his own record this season. This season, the point guard became the first player in NBA history with 25-plus points, 15-plus assists, and 0 turnovers in consecutive games since tracking began in 1977-78. The first NBA player in history to record multiple games with 25-plus points, 15-plus assist games with 0 turnovers, and the first NBA player to record 50-plus points and 25-plus assists without turning the ball over during a 2-game span. Tyrese Haliburton is a walking bucket and dime, and there are too many records to deny that Haliburton in his fourth year in the NBA has gone on to be an undeniable All-Star. These are legendary numbers for 23-year-olds. And to think his presence on a team that had 3 consecutive losing seasons has transformed them into the best offensive team in the NBA. You just have to give it to this guy. I mean, everyone in the NBA is in awe of his ability to influence a game. NBA stars and coaches.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 2 players in the NBA that are averaging 25 points and 10 assists a game. Halliburton's one of them. Trae Young's the other. The brother is, I'm just looking at some of these numbers here. This is unbelievable, just watching this kid do this thing right now. Shoot 52% from the field, 45% from three-point range, 88% from the free throw line. Leads the NBA with 11.9 assists a game and is third in the league behind Steph Curry and Luka Doncic with 68 three-pointers made this season. The brother is spectacular. The Pacers are averaging over 128 points a game.
This season, quite some superstars have come to face Tyrese Haliburton as an opponent. And one of those who did was LeBron James at the in-season tournament final. LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers got the better of Haliburton and the Pacers. However, the future Hall of Famer was so impressed with Haliburton's performance that he praised him after the game.
Everything has to go wrong in order for you to lose a game like that, and everything went wrong. And you tip your hat off to Indiana. They kept fighting, they kept pushing. Haliburton is a really, really dynamic point guard, really good, very cerebral out there, and they took the game from us, so you give them credit.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has had to come against him, described Haliburton as an amazing player who is playing at a very high level. He's a great player. To have a 25-point-plus, 15 assists, and not turn the ball over speaks a lot. Speaks volumes about the way he is playing this year, Giannis said. The Greek Freak continued in his praises for Haliburton when he said, "He plays fast, quick. When he went to the zone, he can slow down, and all of his teammates slow down and get to their spots. Whenever he rebounds the ball, he always looks for outlets. He gets his teammates involved early in the offense. He's a great shooter. A little bit of an unorthodox shot, but it goes in. He's a threat, and down the stretch, he makes great plays. He doesn't turn the ball over. Going to get a good shot from him. Boston Celtics legend Paul Pierce described him best when he called him elite, saying he has never seen anyone like Haliburton.
I'm gonna tell you this. I've never seen, and I'm trying to think. I've never seen at the point guard this combination of shooting and passing.
From Haliburton.
Yeah,
he like
you know what I'm saying? Because the way he shoot and score.
His passing too,
and his
bro.
passing.
His passing, shooting, playmaking.
At the point guard is elite. He's an elite scorer and an elite passer.
You know what's crazy?
Another Boston Celtics player and guard, Jaylen Brown, also had this to say about Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese is so good, man. IQ is so high. Definitely got those guys feeling good about themselves. Playing the game the right way. Tyrese is definitely one of the young stars in our league. Even NBA coaches have openly praised Haliburton. Steve Kerr, for one, said he reminds him of a young Steph.
Not surprised. I mean, coaching him this past summer, I mean, the guy's a brilliant player. You know, almost like a young Steph. You know, similar kind of vibe to him. So there's something special about him.
Philadelphia 76ers coach Nick Nurse was so stunned by his passing that he publicly admitted that he was a problem. He's an amazing passer, and it's a little quirky because he does a lot of it late. Like, you think something else is happening. He jumps in the air a lot, and you think he's committing, and at the last second finds a really good pass. So I think it's just a little bit of just a different look. He plays at a little different rhythm, I think, than most guys. So that makes it difficult, and he's got great size, great vision. Detroit Pistons head coach Monty Williams, during his time with the Phoenix Suns, admitted to being stunned by Haliburton's maturity at such a young age.
He doesn't look like a young player. He's so seasoned. And so for Indiana to get a player like Haliburton, is, you know, that kind of gives you a point guard for the next 10, 12 years. You know what I mean? That's the kind of talent and person he seems to be.
In the words of Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle, he's special. What else can I say? And in the words of Indiana Pacers legend Reggie Miller, we are witnessing a superstar in the making. Tyrese Haliburton is putting the world on notice. Anyway, while the praises are definitely worth it, Tyrese Haliburton's success in the NBA has been a long time coming. From being a zero-star recruit to an all-star starter, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Every success and praise Tyrese Haliburton is enjoying at the moment has been a long time coming, as surprisingly, never thought of playing in the NBA. Growing up, he played for Oshkosh North High School in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where he was born. In his junior year in high school, Haliburton averaged 18 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. As a senior, he had 22.9 points, 6.2 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 3.5 steals, and 1.7 blocks per game, leading Oshkosh North to a 26-1 record, leading his team to their first state title. However, while he was one of the best, if not the best, in Wisconsin at his age, not many recruiting websites and college teams knew who he was, as he never played for a big AAU team because he preferred to play alongside his friends.
The reason is that, you know how it is now with grassroots basketball. It's all about the circuit. Mm-hmm. So Nike's obviously the biggest, but there's Adidas, Under Armour, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I didn't do none of that. Like, I played with my local team. Like, I had the opportunity I could have played Nike, I could have played Under Armour, I could have played Adidas, but I was like, I'm just gonna play with my homies because I had mid-major offers. I knew I was gonna go to Northern Iowa, and I was like, shit, we gonna make it crack there.
So, getting into college, ESPN said he was a 3-star recruit, even though Haliburton, in his own words, knew he wasn't even rated before he joined Iowa State.
And 3-star, that drives me crazy because they threw that in when I got to college. You know what I mean? Because I got to college, I was no star. I was supposed to redshirt. Then I ended up starting game 2, and then next thing I know, middle of the game, they're like, "It's a 3-star point guard." I'm like, 3? What are y'all talking about? I didn't have no stars. I get that from ESPN had my name spelled wrong for the first 2 weeks of the season. I swear to God, crazy. I wish I was playing. I used to go on ESPN and it would say Tyrese Haliburton with 2 L's. I'm like, who is he?
So, from not being rated to starting for Iowa State while averaging 6.8 points, 3.6 assists, and 1.5 steals per game through 36 games, Haliburton proved every single doubter wrong. In just his first season of college basketball, he broke a 44-year-old record. when his 17 assists against the Southern Jaguars basketball team became the most assists by an Iowa State player in any game. Aside from Zion Williamson, Tyrese Haliburton was the only NCAA Division I true freshman to accumulate at least 50 steals and 30 blocks, not to mention that he had an assist-to-turnover ratio of 4.5. His performance in his first year of college got him invited to play at the 2019 FIBA Under-19 World Cup for the United States. And for the first time in his life, he knew he could play in the NBA, as he got to play alongside rising young NBA prospects Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Green.
Me, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, Jalen Suggs. We had the whole top five from Scotty. We had the whole top five from 2 years draft. Like, if there was 12 of us on the team, I think 11 of us had played in the NBA. So like we beat, our average margin of victory is probably like 40 out there. But I just remember thinking like, if these dudes are NBA players, so am I.
In that tournament, Haliburton led the United States to a gold medal, averaging 7.9 points and a tournament-leading 6.9 assists per game, while shooting 69% from the field and getting named to the All-Tournament Team's All-Star 5. Haliburton said,
I was like, yeah, I'm going to the NBA. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing.
Fast forward to his sophomore year, Haliburton's stats skyrocketed as he averaged 15.2 points, 5.9 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. And his stats could have been better, but unfortunately, his sophomore season ended abruptly when he fractured his left wrist blocking a shot. Anyway, COVID-19 happened, and as such, it took 9 months after Haliburton's last game before he got drafted by the Sacramento Kings with the 12th overall pick.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Tyrese Haliburton from Iowa State University.
Coming into a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 14 years, Haliburton had a lot to prove, and he didn't back down as he averaged 13 points on 47.2% shooting, 5.3 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. He ended his first year in the NBA third in the Rookie of the Year voting and was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team. In his second year, he was already a problem, as the frontcourt duo of De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Haliburton was super scary. But unfortunately, halfway into the season and 2 days from the NBA trade deadline, the Kings made a shocking trade. They traded their rising 21-year-old star, Tyrese Haliburton, alongside Buddy Hield and Tristan Thompson to the Indiana Pacers in exchange for All-Star Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jerry Lamb, and a 2023 second-round pick. The trade came as a shocker to many, including NBA stars.
Jason, what's your impression of Tyrese Haliburton and the opportunity he has now in Indiana as their lead guard?
I like him a lot. I think, as with everyone else, I was shocked that he got traded. I don't know how much sense that made, but I'm sure Indiana is happy.
Draymond, were you shocked by the Tyrese Haliburton trade?
I was very shocked by it. Very good young player who was kind of buying into the culture and embracing the city and the situation. I was very shocked by it.
Anyway, for what it's worth, he has made the Indiana Pacers home and placed their name on the map. I mean, after 2.5 seasons with the Pacers, Haliburton is already a 2-time All-Star, an All-Star starter, and has signed a 5-year, $260 million max deal extension. So yeah, the trade worked out well for him. However, while the rest of the NBA has come to have his name first on their team scouting report, nobody seems to notice that he is slowly becoming the face of the NBA. Face of the NBA? The NBA All-Star starters are out, and Tyrese Haliburton in just his second season is on the list. You just have to give it to him. The point guard is on course to finish the season with an unprecedented average of 24 points and 12 assists. The only person to have ever come close to that record was Magic Johnson. You have to understand that Tyrese Haliburton is currently rated alongside NBA superstars such as LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. Obviously, he hasn't done much to be classed alongside them, but you have to agree that there's no denying that he has the talent to compete against them. This young guard is already the face of the Pacers franchise, and watching him play, you see a star that can create open looks by attacking the opposing defense off the dribble and threatening with excellent long-range shooting, forcing defenders to spread out to him. He is a defense nightmare because, with his agility and length, He can attack the rim or draw the opposition in and set up assists. Haliburton has only been assisted on 39.5% of his three-point shots and 32.7% of his shots altogether. This means about 1 in 3 of Haliburton's made three-pointers are assisted and also about 1 in 3 of his shots altogether. At 23 years old, Tyrese Haliburton runs the entire Indiana Pacers offense, and with the team having the best offensive rating in the league, you could very well agree that Tyrese Haliburton is bound to be the face of the NBA very soon. Haliburton led Pacers knocked off 5 potential playoff teams: the Sixers, Cavaliers, Hawks, and 2 of the best teams in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, on their way to the in-season tournament finals. I mean, for a young star like Haliburton, the sky is definitely the starting point. Anyway, several NBA fans have also been in awe of this young guard's potential, and one of our users who is a fan commented, "Averaging 24, 4 and 12, 50% from the field, 42% from deep on 8 over attempts per game, and leading one of the best, if not the best, offense in the league? Tyrese is currently having one of the truly all-time greatest seasons for a point guard." Another user commented, "He's going to be an all-time great if he keeps going." Anyway, it feels good that some NBA fans are catching up on this talent because he's going to take the NBA by storm in the coming years. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.